I'll wait few more minutes until the majority comes, okay? Okay, good afternoon. Can you all hear me?
Good afternoon, madam.
Yeah. If you don't hear me clearly, please tell me. Okay. Right. Well, so hope everyone is ready for the work. There are 40 plus students, 46 students are there. Right. Anyway, the time has passed now. Right. So let's start our discussion. Now hope you remember what we discussed, right? Last week. Actually, several topics were there for our previous day schedule. But the last topic I was talking about is what? Can you remember? Actually, this slide is the last slide I was playing during the last session. Now we were talking about the words, no, right? Several things regarding word, which is our first topic of the module. And the last subtopic regarding words was how to identify the word class of any word given to you, right? That's the point. So we have 3 different criteria for that. Actually, I'm reminding the stuff for you all because we are meeting after a week's time. So in order for you to understand what we discussed today smoothly, you have to have a fresh memory. So that's why I'm recapping very briefly. I was talking about how to identify the word class of any word given to you based on 3 different criteria. First one, based on the meaning of that word. Second one, based on the shape or the form of that word. And the third criterion, based on the function or the environment. How we place a word inside a sentence regarding the environment. What you can see now in your screen. Right? This is the third criterion. So separately, we have been talking about the use of these 3 criteria based on meaning. There are pluses and minuses regarding meaning. And also there are some issues regarding using the second criterion, shape. Okay. And the third one is this. Right. So if we talk a little bit more about these 3 things, first criterion, what is the problem of the first criterion? Can any one of you, if you remember this previous stuff, you can talk, right? What is the problem with the first criterion? If you have an idea, you can talk. Yeah. First criterion is meaning, using meaning to identify the word class of a word. What is the problem with that? As you can think. Yeah. Any idea?
Madam, there may be words with similar meaning. That means different meanings.
Similar meanings or
Similar,
different?
similar words with different meaning.
Same form, right? But the meaning may be different. Yeah. There are some complicated situations like that, right? When I give you a word, sometimes according to the context where we use that word, the meaning depends. But if I give you the word only, because now regarding the first criterion, I am giving you the word only, no? I am not putting it in a sentence or anywhere. I just give you a single word and ask you to identify the word class. So what you come up with as the meaning may be different from what is there in my mind, right? That's correct. That's good idea, good observation. And also, basically, Lakshani, do you also have to add anything? No, I think, right? Okay. So basically, this is the problem. Simply, you will not be able to identify the word class of any given word to you if you don't know the meaning of that word. It is as simple as that, right? For us to use the first criterion, we should know the meaning. And if we do not know the meaning, then no way, right? We don't have any clue to find out whether this word is noun, verb, adjective, adverb, so and so, if we use only the first criterion. Hope you all follow my point here, okay? So that big problem is there with meaning criterion, right? And the second criterion, form or the shape. What is the problem with shape? Shape is good, right? We can use that as a good criterion to identify the word class. But what is the problem? As any one of you thinks? Anybody? I would really appreciate it if you can respond or share your ideas rather than being silent like this, so that it will become a feedback for me as to whether you understand these things or whether you are with these things or not, right? Because morphology is not something which you can learn by deviating from it. You have to be in it, because morphology answers you can't produce on your own, right? Whatever the answer you write should come from a base which is there in your mind, and you have to get that base by not only by listening, by actively understanding. So if you talk and share your understandings or findings or whatever, then you will retain the things we discuss during the lectures. That is why I'm always asking questions from you, expecting any kind of response, right? Actually, I do not expect perfect kind of answers, nothing like that. You can just talk with me. My question was regarding the second criterion, right? So what's the problem with the second criterion? If anybody knows, or if anybody has anything to say? Is it 100% reliable? That is my question. To identify the word class of a word only based on the shape of that word, like by looking at the suffixes or prefixes of that word and coming into a conclusion whether it's a noun, verb, adjective, so and so. Is it 100% reliable? My question is that. Yeah. Hello, do you all hear me?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
You all are listening calmly and quietly. Okay. Any idea? Yes, Shahani?
Madam, I don't think it's 100% reliable, madam.
Not reliable.
Yes, because
Why?
sometimes like when we
Mm.
like try to identify a sentence and like when we name them as the like nouns or verbs, but like if we try to identify like the same, like
Mm.
if it's one sentence and like we identify it according to one clause or according, like if you identify it according to one clause, but like and if you try to identify the same sentence in another way, it will have
A different meaning.
Ma'am, can I say something?
Yeah, okay, sure, Buddhini. Okay, Shahani, thanks for your idea. Buddhini, yeah.
Yeah, I think by looking at just the shape of the word, you can't just determine the word class, because if you take a word like determined,
Hmm.
it can be used by determine means adding ed to determine, that is the inflection. So by just looking at it, you can't decide the word class whether it's an adjective, because it can be an adjective, it can be used as an adjective and as a verb as well. So you have to
Yeah.
look at the function as well, what it is
Exactly.
doing in the sentence.
Yeah. Right, fine. It's a very clear idea. Thanks, Buddhini. Yeah, Hansika, I can see your message as well. There's no relation. Yeah, you have a point, Hansika. There is no relation between words and their classes. Exactly, that is right. Actually, we don't find one-to-one relationship between a word and any word class associated with that word, because sometimes the same word, right? Same word can function as a noun in one place, and the same word can function as a verb in another place. Hope you all remember my cook example. This one, right? Cook. So, yeah, it depends how the word is used. Now you can see, hope you remember these two sentences from previous discussion. I cook dinner every Sunday and the cook is on holiday. So in both sentences, I have used the same shape, same form, right? Same spellings and same pronunciation even. But still, first cook belongs to one word class and the second cook belongs to another word class. So that is why even Buddhini's example, right? Now there are so many other examples. Here I was showing you only cook as one example, right? But you can think of more. So for example, for Buddhini's example, actually, you can't say all the words ending with ed are only verbs. And verb means a word that shows an action, right? Okay. And sometimes we use ed form, the past form of verb, as past participle. Once we put it in a sentence, it can function as an adjective also. So past participle form in one situation can function as a action, as a verb in another situation, as an adjective. So like that, there are so many examples. If you want, you can find. So ultimately, our conclusion is actually even form or shape is not a reliable criterion for us to decide the exact word class of a word. Then the only reliable criterion is the third one. As you can see here, the position or environment, or in one word we call it function of a word. So there is one limitation here anyway, right? One limitation because you can't decide the word class of a word using the third criterion. That means the function when the word is given in isolation to you. You have to see it in a context, in a sentence. That is there. So then you identify the nature of the words that are used before and after that word. That means the words that are preceding and following that word. And regarding the location, placement, environment, you identify what that word is doing in that sentence, the role of that work, the work performed by that word. Based on that, you come into conclusion regarding the particular word class. That is what is happening in the third criterion, which we call function. Okay, right. So then the most reliable criterion is actually, if you just have a comparison among these three criteria, it is the third one. Okay, it is the third one. Right. So now you have this part in your notes. It depends on how the word is used, right? And we have this situation as well. Many words can belong to more than one word class also. So how to solve this issue? Only by looking at what a word is doing in a given sentence. That is all, which means the third criterion. Right, now you have these sentences, I think, in your note. So using the third criterion, you can, because only third criterion, okay, you can use the first criterion, no problem, because you know the meanings of all these underlying words. Just keep it aside anyway. And you can't follow the second criterion because when you look at the form, they are the same, right? You have same form. Use the third criterion because you can have the answers. Answer means actually you can just identify the word class of these underlying words. So you can identify the word class only by following what these words are doing in these sentences. So I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes, right? Quickly find out the word classes of all these underlying words and put a small note in your paper. Okay. What about the first looks?
It's a verb, madam.
Yeah. Second one.
Noun.
Noun.
Next one, he drives a fast.
Adjective.
Yeah. Fast in the next sentence. He drives
Adverb.
very fast.
Adverb.
Right.
Adverb.
Light. Okay. Light in the next one. Turn on the light.
Noun.
Noun.
The next light.
Verb.
Verb.
I'm trying to light the fire. Yeah. Last light.
Adjective.
Light lunch. Okay. Fine. So you have to actually, this is not a difficult work, right? This is not a difficult exercise. Simply the word class, whether it's a verb, noun, adjective, and adverb. But here you need to pay your attention to the process you used inside your mind to identify the word classes. What did you do? What did you think inside your mind, or I mean the brain? What happened? So how did you come into the conclusion that the first looks, this one is a verb? That
By looking
part
at
you
the
all have to
function.
take. Okay, Buddhini, yes?
By looking at the function, what it is doing in the sentence.
Yeah, by looking at the function, yeah, we all identified all these things by looking at the function. But you need to identify a little bit more than that, right? Function means why exactly you found looks to be a verb. That's what I'm asking. Actually, I don't want
By,
yes.
by looking at the sentence structure, madam.
Yeah, what
Subject, verb,
inside the
object, that
sentence
order.
structure? So what are your justifications? Actually, I'm asking from everybody. This is for all of you to think, okay? How do you justify these answers in red color? That's it. First looks is a verb. Why can we say first looks is a verb? Why can't
The
it be a noun?
position of
Position.
that word in the sentence.
Right, fine. So I will add more things to that answer. Position means this is SVC, right? SVC pattern, very pale we can take as a complement. So whatever pattern, right? All the sentence patterns are starting with subject and then verb, except for commands, right? Command forms, usually they start with the verb without the subject, but all the other sentence, whatever the sentence, it starts with subject and then followed by verb. Accordingly, here, immediately after the subject she, we have looks, which means it should be a verb. That is the basic, basic explanation, justification, right? Yeah. Okay, now think about the next one. Actually, I'm not going to talk about all these things in detail, but I want you all to think, how did you come into these conclusions? How, right? Noun. Second looks is a noun. Why? Why is this a noun? Looks. Why can't it be a verb or any other word class? She is very proud of her looks. She is very proud of what? Of her looks, which means her looks. Go together now. This is a what? Noun phrase. Actually, this noun phrase is inside the prepositional phrase of her looks. Of her looks is a prepositional phrase. Inside that, of is the preposition, okay? And this part, her looks is a,
Is possessive adjective?
yeah, wait, this is a noun phrase, NP, her looks. Yeah, what did you say?
Her is a possessive adjective. After an adjective, the noun is count.
Yes, that's the thing. That is another explanation, right? According to this explanation, what I was telling to you, inside the prepositional phrase, I'll come to that, okay? Inside the prepositional phrase, there is the preposition and the rest is the noun phrase. Whatever prepositional phrase you take, right? It consists of preposition and noun phrase. Accordingly, inside the noun phrase, the head word should be a noun normally. So accordingly, looks should be a noun. That is one explanation, one justification. And as Dirukshi, I think I saw Dirukshi as the name, right? As she said, what is the point? Her, if you analyze the inside of her looks, that phrase, her is possessive adjective. So usually after possessive adjectives, we use nouns. Nouns follow possessive adjectives. Her looks, her sari, her book, his book, etc. Likewise. Nouns immediately follow possessive adjectives. Accordingly, also, look should be a noun. That is the second, in the sense, another justification. Right? So now actually you don't think all these things superficially or externally. Now, when I ask you to do this work, you quickly identify, okay, second looks is a noun and first looks is a verb. Because all these things are internalized within you. You know already these things. You don't have to think step by step. Okay, now this is where I have used this and that. That is why this should be a noun verb like this. You do not systematically analyze these things, but it happens automatically. Right? Okay, so that is what we here mean exactly by using the environment or position of a word or function of a word to identify the word class. So I don't go for the explanations of the other ones, right? In the similar way, you should be able to have some reasons within you why you say one light is noun, another one is a verb, and another light is adjective, and fast, likewise, all these things. All right, I think that part is clear to you all. So after that, you have now, I should say, there are some works today for you, right? So therefore, I think I have included these. Please check your notes with you. I can't exactly remember whether I included these questions in your note. Do you find this question there in your note?
Yes, madam.
Okay, fine. Then there must be another question following this. You must have that as well. Right, okay, fine. So the question is clear. Identify the word class of up in each of the following. Up you can find in all the sentences here. Only thing is you have to identify the word class. So here you can't use the first criterion. It is somewhat complicated. And you can't use the second criterion also because all the ups are the same here, right? Only the third criterion. And that is why these ups are given within sentences. So you have this question, right? And the next question, it's, I think, down, right? Please check the next question in your note. There I have given you the word, I have asked you to identify the word class of down. Just like up here, you have down in several sentences. So identify the word classes. Just try both questions. I'll give you required time for that, right? Around 7 minutes will be enough now, right? Okay. Do both questions. Finish? Okay, right. First up. Your time is up. Up. What is the word class? Those who have done can talk.
Adverb of time.
No, you can just identify whether it is an adjective, adverb, noun, like that. That's enough. Yeah, you say it's an adverb.
Adverb, yes, madam.
May I
A
know
verb.
why? Yeah, Shihani, right? Why adverb? Verb. Now the thing is, you all have to be careful this time. Because same word used in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different places. Same word, 6 different places in different word classes. So be careful. Some say it's a noun. Some say it's a verb. Some say it is what did you say, Shahani?
Ma'am, adjective.
Adjective. Yeah. So many word classes are coming in now, right? I need one exact answer. Verb, why verb? Nisreen, Jesla,
Madam,
how
it's
are you going to
adjective.
justify? Yeah, Fatima?
It's adjective.
Adjective. Okay, Ishara and Chaturika, Saumya. May I know any reason why you are telling this is a verb? Your time is up. And Hansika, why it's a noun? Here, this is the thing. For you to identify the word class of ups here, you have to have a general understanding and a knowledge, right? A general understanding and a knowledge regarding the functions of these word classes. For example, noun, right? What a noun is doing and how a noun should be used inside a sentence, in what kind of positions. And if it is a verb, what a verb is doing and how we can locate a verb inside a sentence. Now, can we use verbs everywhere in a sentence? No. There are
Ma'am,
exact patterns. Yeah, Budini?
I'm saying that up is an adjective here because it is modifying the verb, the noun time, and it is being used, it's the complement here.
Correct. I accept that answer. Okay. What about the other word classes? That is the areas you have to be clear actually, right? This is not an adverb either, right? Not a noun, not a verb, not an adverb, not any other thing. This is an adjective. Your time is up. There, what's happening? Up is actually the complement. It functions, if you just think about the sentence components, up is the complement position, right? And it modifies, it tells something more about your time. right? It refers to the noun phrase your time. So it is an adjective. It modifies the noun phrase your time. That is the explanation. So it is not a verb nor an adverb. So that's the thing, right? If you identify something as a verb, check whether it gives any idea regarding an action. And if you are going to identify anything as an adverb, it should modify the verb or action of the sentence. So do you find anything like that here? Up is not an adverb. It can't be a preposition either, right? Because now already, I think last week I was talking about the grammatical last week or the week before. Anyway, the grammatical relationships, the grammatical functions of close word class items. So preposition is a close word class item that is used to show the relationship between two entities. Relationship. But here it is up. Which kind of relationship are you going to show between using up? No, nothing, no. So it is not a preposition also. Okay, right. It is an adjective. That is the answer. And second up, she is in an up mood. Second up, how about your observation?
Adjective, madam.
Adjective, any other different word classes? Different from adjectives, if you have? Yeah, that is correct. Second up is also an adjective, right? Up mood. Which mood? Up mood. Now here easily you can identify the function because we have used up in front of a noun to modify the noun mood, right? Using attributively. So it's clear. Even the first up, it's although it is not used attributively in front of the noun, it is used predicatively. Adjective. So both ups are adjectives so far. Right. Third one, he up the antenna.
Verb.
That's
Verb.
clear, right? And we have inflected up also with ed, adding ed, and you can just analyze the placement. Comes immediately after the subject. So third one is the verb, right? D, the balloons rose up into the sky. How do
Preposition.
you think about this?
Preposition.
Position.
Any other different answers?
Adverb.
Adverb.
Adverb, madam.
Any other different answer? Okay, those who are telling prepositions, why? And those who are telling adverbs, why? Why preposition? Buddhini, you have any justification to say? Why? Why is it a preposition and why is it an adverb?
Because it shows the direction to which direction.
So, yeah, okay, you are correct. So, if it shows the direction to which the action happened, then Buddhini, what is it? It is an adverb, right? This is an adverb because it refers to which part? This one, verb. Rose up into the sky. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Next one, life is full of ups and downs. This one, ups. I think it is easy to identify the word
Noun.
class here. Yeah.
Noun.
Now.
Yeah. Right. So I have inflected up by adding s to make it plural also. So usually we can pluralize nouns, no? Right? So the next, this one is a noun, correct? And what about the last up? They live just up the street from us. This is where up is. How do you identify the word class? If it is confusing, you can ignore just, right? This is additional, not compulsory. Optional element. They live just up the street from us. What is up? Why adjective? Soumya? What is this? Yeah, I'm getting the answer. Also,
Preposition.
yes, this is a preposition. This up is used to show the relationship between live and the verb and the noun phrase, the street. Okay, they live up the street. Actually, up does not modify or it doesn't relate to the verb here, live, just like rose up. Up is an independent element here, which is used to, not to connect, right? But to show what kind of relationship is existing between live and the street. So that is the grammatical function of prepositions. Therefore, up is a preposition. Okay, so hope you all got the idea. Here, these are the answers. Right, so you can check your writings, your answers. Right, we'll go to the next question down. Just like the up, right? I hope you have finished this as well. So what about the first down then? Alex is feeling rather down today. So be careful, read the sentence carefully, understand the meanings, especially paying attention to down. What down is doing in the sentence. Yeah.
Adjective, madam.
Adverb.
Adjective.
Adjective, adverb, what else? There's only one function. What is that? Alex is feeling rather down today. Feeling down.
Adjective.
It modifies Alex. It,
Adjective.
right? So, yes. It is an adjective. It has the modifying function, adjectival function. So, adjective. Second down. On a dare, he downed the whole bear.
Verb.
Yeah,
Verb.
that's clear. Ed is also there to make it past. So, it is verb. Third one, that was the first down, wasn't it?
Noun.
Yeah.
No.
May I know the reason? Why did you identify this as a noun? Any reason?
First noun.
Which? No. My question is why? Oh, sorry, not why. How did you identify down as a noun? Third one, third sentence.
Before that one, there's an adjective first. Madam.
There is a numeral, and also it is there as the head word of a noun phrase, a first down, and a determiner, adjective, both are function as pre-modifiers. Then down should be the head word, and usually the head word is a noun inside the noun phrase with these pre-modifiers. Right? That's the logical argument. Okay, right. Next one, the computers are down today. Right.
Verb.
Computers are down today.
Verb.
Verb, do you find any action behind the word down then? Do you think down is used as an action verb?
No, madam.
No. Then what is the word class?
Adjective.
Yes. Down here refers to the computers. Right? So it is an adjective, has the adjectival function. He ran down the stairs. Next, down.
Preposition.
Yeah, he ran down the stairs. Right? Closely analyze the components of this sentence, starting with
Adverb.
Adverb or
Preposition.
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 Actually, here down is used to show the nature of the connection between ran and stairs. Where did he ran? Actually, down is not used as an adverb here to only modify ran, right? It is used to show the relationship between the verb and this noun praise the stairs. So it is a preposition. Down is a preposition here, right? Not an adverb. Last down. He looked down because he was embarrassed. Yeah. Here it's clear.
Adverb.
It's clear.
Adverb.
Where did he look? Down, right? It shows the direction of the action. So last down is an adverb. All right. Hope you checked your works. These are the answers. Right. So actually this was a kind of exercise to practice the third criteria, third one. To identify the word class of a word based on how it is used or what it is doing inside the sentence. Right? Okay. Hope you got some idea regarding our third criteria with these works. And actually now we have come to the end of the discussion, right? I have come to the end of the discussion of words. So far, I have been taking time to talk about verbs. Words. Now we have come to the end of it. So based on all these works, here you have this question. Now, actually, there are two parts in it, right? This is, let me show, okay. This is a paragraph, one long paragraph, and there are some words in bold type, right? So you need to pay your attention to these words in bold type, okay? And consider them in finding out the answers. Okay, wait. I think there is a mistake. Okay, just I am closing my screen for a bit. I want to check it, right? Please check your note. Yes. You may have the same. Okay. This is the work. So in the passage from A.B. White's The Ring of Time, given in the next part, identify the words in bold as belonging to one of the following categories. Okay. So now these are the words in bold, right? Ambitious, failed, discharged, my duty, society. But the thing is, you can't take these words in isolation. Okay, don't take these words in isolation. You have to identify the role of these words along with its context. And that is why I have given these words with the paragraph. Okay. And what you have to do is to identify the word class. What are the categories? Now, there is a little problem in the instruction, right? So, just don't be led away by this instruction. This is the work. Read the paragraph. Pay your extra attention to the words in bold type. And then identify whether they are nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Right? Okay. So check how it is there in your note. because you need to go for the note. I will show you the note also. Give me 1 second. What is the problem, Thirini? She is a teacher. Sometimes the teacher is a complement. No. This is the point, Thirini, right? Complements can be either nouns and adjectives. So according to your example, she is a teacher. A teacher is a subject complement. There, we have used a noun phrase as a subject complement. But if you say she is beautiful, there, beautiful is the subject complement and that is an adjective. So the point is in grammar, both noun phrases as well as adjectives can function as complements, as subject or even object complements, right? So you can't take a teacher as an adjective. It is a noun. But in the sentence, it functions as a complement, subject complement. I think you got the point there. Okay, now are you clear with what you have to do in this worksheet? Okay, give me some time to have a look at your notes. Okay, it's the same, right? In your note also, you have the same structure, but what you need to do is this. Actually, I have given the other way around. That's the thing. It doesn't matter, right? Okay, do you hear what I'm telling?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, I'll share the screen. Wait. This is the note you have. So read this paragraph as I told. Pay your attention to the words in bold category and try to identify their word classes. And you can write them here in front of each and every word. Okay. So here you can do something extra as well. For example, ambitious. Ambitious, you can identify whether it's a noun, verb, adjective, adverb, and you can write the finding in front. And if you identify anything as a noun, okay, anything as a noun, you can think a little bit more and tell if you know more about nouns, whether it is an abstract noun, a concrete noun, proper noun, etc. So and so. That is the idea. Okay, right? So if you don't have further ideas regarding nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, you can just stop identifying the word classes at the basic level, no problem. Okay, right? You can just identify the basic categories. If you know, if you happen to identify, for example, society is there now. So it's a noun. And you can just go a little bit more beyond that, considering the category, subcategory of that. So it's a collective now. Okay, right? And there are maybe not only open word class words, there are closed word classes as well, like prepositions, determinants, auxiliary words. Okay, do you understand? So it is not a simple business of identifying only noun, verb, adjective, adverb. You need to go a little bit more than that in identifying the subcategories, because by this time, I think you have got some idea regarding the word classes and English grammar, basically English grammar. Okay, right. So do you have any issues or any doubts? If you have any problem, just tell me. Otherwise, I'm going to give you some time, some considerable time to do this. Because actually, I don't want you all to do any homework here. Homeworks are not very much reliable. And even then we have to take separate time for the discussion. No, you need to involve with this during the lecture time itself, and you can self-check then, right? Whether you have been correct or not. So for that, I'm giving you some time. Okay, I'll give you, how long do you think you need to have to complete this work? Because you have so many words here, and you need to identify their word classes in detail, right? In detail. So 10 minutes.
Okay.
Right. So if you have any doubt, you can ask them now. Or else you can start working on this. If anybody doesn't have any hard copies, just don't bother. You can quickly write the words and the relevant word classes in front. If you have any doubt, you can talk, okay? Right. In 10 minutes, we will see. Sabnam, this is for your information. If you have joined now, just now I asked you all to do this work. Now this is available in the note I have given to you already, right? So there is this paragraph. Right. This paragraph is there. Some words are in bold category. So go through these words and the paragraph and identify their word classes and write them in front. Okay, write them in front like this here. Ambitious belongs to which word class? And if you know more about the word classes, you can write them. What are the subcategories? If it is a noun, what kind of a noun? If it's a verb, what kind of a verb like that? You can write. Do you need more time? Have you finished? Can somebody please tell me whether you have finished the work or you need more time? Because the time I
Finished.
promised passed, yeah. Okay, others?
Finish, ma'am.
All right. So how did you find this kind of work? Easy. Is that easy? I'm going to show you the answers anyway, right? Yeah. Okay, so you can check. Right. No, Fatima, you need more time. Okay, so those who are still working on this, if you want, I will give you few more minutes, right? Before I show you the answers. 2-3 minutes more. Right. Okay, right. So now let me show you the answers. Right. So the first column contains the words you already have. And the second column contains the answers, which means the word classes. So as I asked you, you need to identify the basic word class. And if you know more than that, you need to mention the subcategories using your knowledge on English grammar, the word classes. Okay. So based on that, now ambitious is the first word, and that is an adjective. So you can check from the paragraph how see how these words have been used, the basic word class categories, right? And then in detail, so ambitious is used as a predicative adjective. It has been ambitious. It's not the time for me to explain these subcategories. So if any one of you has a problem why it is a predicative adjective, you need to search for it and learn a little bit more about it and get to know, right? Because actually it is not my work here to explain detailed grammar. It takes long time. By now, I suppose you should have some idea regarding the predicative adjectives, attributive adjectives, and when it comes to talk about those are the two basic categories of adjectives, attributive and predicative. And when you talk about the verbs, transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, and also ditransitive verbs are there, right? And when you talk about the nouns, so many categories, proper and common nouns. And when you talk about the common nouns, under that collective, concrete, abstract noun categories. And on the other hand, you have count nouns, mass nouns, right? So these are the information you are talking about the verbs actually. Auxiliary verb categories are there and linking verbs are there, right? Copula verb here, it's actually the be verb. The linking verb here is, yeah, others are from the closed word classes. So please check your writings because this time I'm not going to ask you to show your screen, share your screen or show your writings. This is supposed to be a genuine work. Okay, so you have done a work and now I'm showing you the answers. So genuinely check, self-check. And in this work, if you have a problem, please ask now. If any one of you still find it difficult to identify why duty is an abstract noun, for example, or why long is an adverb and most is a degree word, so and so, just feel free to talk now.
Ma'am, for I wrote determiner possessive adjective.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, other than determiner, you can take it as a possessive adjective also. It's all right. Yeah, there may be some doubts like that. Other than the words I have used here, you must have written some other categories which are also correct. So therefore, if there are some differences or doubts, please talk. I'm giving you enough time to check. Okay. Once you finish, please let me know so that we can move on to our next discussion. what is this? Yeah, must. Wait. Yeah, sure. Must is an auxiliary verb, and you have given the category as modal auxiliary. It's all right, correct. Right, Tirini? You are correct. And for the, can it, which, Fatima, your message is not clear. Which word for the word already? Ah, we are talking about already. Where is adverb of time? That's all right. Okay, fine. Because there are so many categories of adverbs. So if you are sure, you can write adverb of place or adverb of time, adverb of manner. It's all right. Then already adverb of time. Correct. Okay, finish. Yeah, copula verb. Now, actually, we use the word copula for linking, right? I mean, copula and linking, both terms are used to talk about linking verbs in common. So we identify, actually, it's a common category under which we have the verbs like be verbs. And also the other linking verbs which you know, like taste, sound, look. For example, he sounds, he looks angry, you can say. He looks angry. So their looks is a linking verb. And he is angry. Another example, there is also coming under copula category, right? So copula linking verbs, both are the same. Under that, we have be verbs as well as other particular linking verbs like look, seem, taste, etc. So that is a broad explanation, and that is why in front of is you have the word copula. Copula, if you have written be verb instead of copula, that is also correct, right? That is also an accepted answer. Okay, Dirini, I think you got the idea.
Okay, madam. Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Fine. So, may I know whether every one of you has finished
Yes.
the work? Yeah, checking your answers and everything, right? So, is it all right if I move on to the next work? Anybody who is still working on this? No, I think. Right. Okay, then. Yeah. So we have come to the end of our discussion, right? End of our first topic. And then we have our next one, which is on lexical relations. Now, usually I am giving you breaks, but do you need a break now? Because now until 4 o'clock I'm working, and now I'm going to start our next topic on lexical relations. So, are you all in need of a break? If yes, please tell me, because this is the time for that. Otherwise, now once I start the discussion of this, better not to have any breaks in between, in the middle. As you have been working continuously, do you need any break? Or shall we go like this until 4 o'clock? I don't know whether during the exercises you took a break or not. I don't know that anyway. What do you think? silent. We don't mind whatever you do this, right? Ah, okay. I have got two comments. One say give the break, the other one say no need. What to do now? I need a break. Right. Okay then. Others don't need, I think, right? I mean, you people are very silent kind of people.
Madam,
Please.
shall we take a break?
Okay, okay. The thing is, you were working continuously with the exercises now, right? So at the very beginning, we are not in a hurry. So please take quick break, quick break. Come back in 10 minutes time. Don't take long time, right? Okay. Yeah, come back by 3. Okay, let's get started. Have you come back? All the students are not there anyway, right? I think I clearly mentioned by 3 we are going to start. So let's start the work then. Now this is our next discussion, and this is also going to be little bit lengthy, right? It's not a very lengthy discussion. Now we are talking about morphology, right? Morphology, now you have to understand why we are talking about such a thing in a module called morphology. So morphology means talking about the structure of words, the internal structure, how the parts, different parts are arranged internally to form a word. That is what we discuss in morphology, right? But in this particular topic, we are going to pay our attention to something little bit different. Here, actually, we are not going to talk about the inside of a word, okay? Not anything about the internal structure of words. Instead, we are going to talk about how each and every word is related to each other. For example, when I give you a word or 2 words, you should be able to identify how these 2 words are related to each other. Or sometimes if you have 5 words or more than that, what kind of relationship can be seen among these words? That is what we are going to talk under lexical relations. Sometimes this term might be new to you all, okay? But these words are not new. Synonyms, antonyms, and hyponymy. Actually, in your syllabus, you have only these 3 types of lexical relations. We are supposed to have a detailed discussion on synonyms, antonyms, and hyponyms. But at the end of this, I may be talking a little bit more about the other lexical relations as well. Okay? Because I don't want to limit our discussion to these 3 only. But basically, we pay our the biggest attention to these 3 categories. So how do you know about these things? Synonyms, antonyms, they are quite familiar terms to you all, right? Synonyms means the 2 words that have the same meaning. And antonyms, 2 words that have opposite meanings. And hypernym is something else. Okay? So these things you already know. But you need to go beyond that, a little bit beyond that in understanding all these things as lexical relations. Right? So lexical means words. Lexical comes from words, and relations, you know, the meaning of the word, right? So lexical relations mean particular relationships of meaning that we can observe either between 2 words or among more than 2 words. Particular type of meaning relationships that are existing between or among words. That is what we mean by lexical relation. Sometimes this word, the same idea is presented in some books by some authors as semantic relations also. Okay, lexical relations, or sometimes, I'll write that word also here. Semantic relations. Both means the same, right? Both have the same idea. So you need to be very familiar with this term then, lexical relations. So as I have mentioned, it is the relationship of meaning between words, and which means lexical relationships are the connections established between one word and another word. What kind of connections can we see between words? So that is the basic idea about lexical relations. And they characterize the meaning of each word not in terms of its component features, but in terms of its relationship to other words. So this is what I earlier told at the very beginning of this discussion. In this discussion on lexical relations, actually, we are not going to look at the inside of words. How a particular word is formed, whether there are prefixes or suffixes and how they are attached to a root. We are not going to talk about that aspect. And that is what is mentioned here as not in terms of its component features. Okay, so we don't pay our attention to the features, the word parts that are there inside a word. Instead, we are going to understand how one word is related to another word based on their meanings. That is the idea behind the word lexical relations. So, there are few, wait. Common types of lexical relations. As you can see, they are there, right? In your syllabus also, you have to be very much familiar and thorough with synonymy, antonymy, and hypernymy. So we are going to talk about these relationships, lexical relationships, one by one, starting with synonymy. Okay. So about synonymy, what do you know? Simply, when you see the word synonymy, you know, we are talking about similar, right? The two words that are similar in meaning. That's the idea. Similar or the two words that are very closely related. Closely related or similar in meaning. Or else you can tell it like the other way also. Some words have the same meaning as others. It's a simple meaning of synonymy. And here you can see the examples, big and large. Two words. And what is the nature of the lexical relationship between these two? They are synonyms. That's the point, right? Big and large, both are synonyms, as well as begin and start. So when you look at these examples, now please check your notes. You may not have some examples, right? So check the note and you need to complete when and where necessary with the examples and some further facts you might have to add to your note. So there are two pairs, big, large, and begin, start. So we say there is a synonymous relationship between big and large. What does that mean? Big and large are synonyms. And there is a synonymous relationship between begin and start. Both are synonyms. Right? Okay. So now we have this question. Do synonyms have exactly the same meaning? Exactly. Now, there's another example, hide and conceal. Right? Hide and conceal. So, we can take both as synonyms. Okay? Both have almost the same meaning. And I have used both words in a sentence here in red color. Right? You can see the thief tried to hide or conceal the evidence. What is matching? Can you say the thief tried to hide the evidence or the thief tried to conceal the evidence? What is the most appropriate word? Okay, I get a call. Just excuse me 1 minute. Right, okay. Sorry for the disturbance. Yeah, I had an urgent call. Right, what is the word? Hide or conceal? What do you think?
Conceal. Conceal.
Thief tried to conceal the evidence or hide the evidence? Conceal.
Conceal the evidence.
May I know why, Buddhini?
Because conceal
Mm.
means it's an intentional attempt or deliberate
Mhm,
attempt to hide something.
mhm.
So a thief would deliberately try to hide the evidence rather than if you say hide, it can be just keeping something out of sight. It can be
Mhm,
intentional or not.
mhm. Actually, it's the other way around here. Okay. There's a problem, Buddhini, regarding the contextual use. Right. Your argument is very nice. I like it. But here, according to the context, right? When we think about the exact meaning, actually, hide would be most appropriate than conceal. Because conceal, usually we don't use for this kind of purposes. Okay, Buddhini. I don't know whether I confused you,
Yes, ma'am.
but you
Yeah.
had a very nice explanation. I like it a lot. But actually, according to the nature of this situation, this particular situation regarding when you think about the semantics, the meaning, the better word would be hide, right? But the thing is, grammatically, there's no issue. Grammatically, there's no issue. Both words are accepted in grammatical sense. But there's a problem in semantics, which means the meaning. So what I want to, Yanush, you also have put a message. Avoid looking the evidence. Okay, Nush, right. I agree with you. Yeah. So here actually we are trying to identify this thing. No? Do synonyms have exactly the same meaning? So what is the answer? Do you think synonyms are always having the exact same meaning? No. Right? Or whatever two words you come across, right? You just take them and see. They are not 100% same. Although we identify them to be synonymous, okay, synonyms, still they don't have 100% exact meanings, similar meanings. So there are slight changes, some differences. So you need to update your note regarding this example, right? And there's another example here. Child is quick, high speed, and brisk. So you can understand that point more with this example also, right? Quick, high speed, brisk, all the three words can be taken as synonyms. Okay? We can consider them to be synonymous, but not exactly. Because when you say the child is quick, the meaning is a little bit different from the child is high speed. Usually speed we associate with the walking speed or driving speed, right? But quick, when you just think about the works, whatever the person is doing is quickly doing it. That idea is associated. But when you talk about brisk, like she came in brisk or something, right? So it's like walking, the nature of walking. So likewise, although three words can be considered to be synonyms for each other, still there are some slight differences among them. So we don't have to consider always all the synonyms to be the same, right? 100% the same. Yeah, that is the point I have mentioned here. Although synonyms have a relationship in meaning, close relationship in meaning, they do not always have the same meaning in sentences. Once they are put in a sentence, their meaning can undergo changes, right? Functional aspect is different. When we talk about the synonyms, this principle of entailment is quite important, right? It's relevant for our discussion. So you need to know about the principle of entailment, and we get the same concept when we talk about hypernyms as well, right? but we'll talk about it then. Here, the principle of entailment, it means the truth of one statement ensures the truth of a second statement. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. Right? So, this is the first statement and this is the second statement. First statement, if I choose something, I select it. And if I select something, I choose it. Which is correct? First or second? What do you think about these two sentences? Both are complex sentences. Yeah? Which is more correct, as you think?
First one.
First one.
Both correct.
Both are correct, right? Both are correct. Why is that? Because choose and select are what? Same 100%. If I choose something, what do you mean? I select it. I'm choosing something means I'm selecting that thing. Oh, I'm selecting something means I'm choosing it. Okay. So, if you just think about the first sentence only, pay your attention to the first one only, there, the truth of one statement ensures the truth of a second. The truth of one statement, the first statement, first clause actually. If I choose something, what do I mean by that? Which means I select it. So the truth of one statement makes the truth of the second statement sure. Ensures means that, right? This is the truth of the second statement. So both are the same. Both are the same. Here also, if I select something, which means I choose it. They are also both statements the same. In this way also both statements are the same. And when you compare first sentence and second sentence, they are also first and second are the same. Why does that happen? Because choose and select are 100% similar synonyms. We identify this kind of relationships as two-way entailment, right? Two-way entailment under the principle of entailment. Actually, two-way entailment is one aspect of the principle of entailment. There's another aspect, one-way entailment, right? Before we talk about the one-way entailment, you need to make sure whether you have got this point. Is that clear? Two-way entailment, it is simply talking about two synonyms that are 100% similar in meaning. If they are 100% similar in meaning, then we can use them interchangeably instead of one instead of the other, right? Instead of choose, I can use select. Instead of select, I can use choose because both are exactly the same. Okay, so this sort of synonyms are identified as having two-way entailment. Is that clear? About the principle of entailment? Then
It's clear.
we have the other category, one-way entailment. One way. Okay. Actually, one-way entailment is not relevant to our discussion on synonyms. But you should know because I introduced the concept of the principle of entailment. There are two types, two-way entailment and one-way entailment. Two-way entailment is directly related to our present discussion on synonyms because between two synonyms, we find two-way entailment. But one-way entailment is something a little bit different. Okay, look at the example. You can clearly understand it with this example. If I incinerate something, I destroy it. Okay, now what do you mean by these two words? There are two words, incinerate and destroy, right? Are they same? You know the meaning of the word destroy, no? What about incinerate? Do you know what incinerate is? I can't incinerate everything. There's a limit there. But what do you mean by incinerating? Any brief idea? You don't have to check up dictionaries now. Okay. If you have any idea.
Ma'am, you normally say you incinerate waste.
Yeah. What do you mean by what's happening? Incinerate means what? Doing what? You destroy something, right? You destroy something by burning it. Okay. So we destroy something by burning. But what do you think about the word destroy? Do we really mean incinerating something when we use destroy?
No, you can break it,
No,
chop
it
it.
is
There are, yes, there are a lot of other ways of destroying something, including incinerating. But when you say incinerate, it comes under destroy. One way of destroying something. Okay, so this first sentence is correct. If I incinerate something, I destroy it. I can say it like that, right? The meaning is okay. But look at the second sentence. If I destroy something, I do not necessarily incinerate it. So I can't say, if I destroy something, I incinerate it. If you say like that, it is wrong. Because other than incinerating, there are so many ways of destroying. So that is why here I have mentioned, if I destroy something, I do not necessarily incinerate it. Because there are other means. See, I have given the difference of meaning. Destroy is a general term, which means end in the existence of something, no, destroy. And incinerate is more specific. Destroy is general, incinerate more specific. They are destroying by burning. So according to this situation then, destroy and incinerate are not 100% synonyms, right? Because incinerate includes in destroy. That's why here I given within brackets inclusive meaning. Inclusive. So we identify this sort of relationship as one-way entailment. Right? One-way entailment, because incinerate is just one of many ways to destroy something, like blow down. These are the ways of destroying anything. Blow down, melt down, incinerate, smash to pieces, level, raise, whatever. So incinerate, you can see, includes. Sorry, it is included within destroy, one-way entailment. So actually, this sort of relationship we can see within in hypernyms, which we are going to discuss. Okay, it is there. We will talk about this nature of this relationship further under that. Okay, right. I hope the principle of entailment is clear to you. Be familiar with two types, one-way entailment and two-way entailment. And when we talk about the synonyms, it is the two-way entailment that is relevant. Okay, so how about these examples? Do you want me to go back? Please check the examples of your notes. If you want me to go back or forth in the slides, let me know. Okay, right? Shall I move?
Okay.
Great. So we have come to some work based on synonyms. So you have this question. In each of the following sentences, replace the underlined word with another word that means the same. So you have options given, right? You can choose your answers from these options given within brackets. I think there are 10. Yeah, 10 sentences, and each sentence has one word, underlined word. So you find the word that has similar meaning to the underlined word from the list. It is that. So some words may not be that much familiar to you. Okay, it's all right. First, try with the familiar ones. Try with the familiar ones, and then you can check from dictionary. It's all right. Only thing is, by doing such works, you can improve your vocabulary. Okay, so that is the benefit actually. Later on, when you find these words, definitely you would remember the meaning as well as the synonyms. Right? So I'll give you some time for this work. Today, a lot of works. Usually, morphology has a lot of works for you, right? Activities and exercises, questions. So every day we have such things. Please actively involve in them, right? Okay, for this work, also I'll give you some time. 5-7 minutes. That is the normal time given. If it's not enough, you tell me. Take the time now. Okay, around 5 minutes, 5 or maximum 7. Try all the 10 words. Fine? Okay. Right, I think you have done, right? The work is over, I hope. What about the word for the first one? Typical. Windy days are typical of December.
Characteristic.
Characteristic. Right. Second one, changeable. Her moods are as changeable as the weather.
Flightly.
Flighty.
Slightly. Yeah, I'm marking your answers. Next one, ill-tempered. He tends to be ill-tempered before he has had breakfast. What is
Churlish.
that?
Churlish.
Yeah,
Churlish.
Churlish.
churlish. This. And number 4, boundary. We sail around the entire boundary of the island. What is
Circumference.
circumference? Right, and the swindler tried to evade the law.
Circumvent.
Next one, we heard the pots and pan cranking in the kitchen.
Rattling.
Yeah, rattling. Okay, I don't want to go back. Right. Number 7, the defendant was grateful for the judge's kindness. Kindness.
Leniency.
Leniency.
This one.
Yes.
And merit. His character was of the highest merit.
Caliber.
And a chameleon disguises itself by changing color. Disguises.
Camouflage.
That is, yeah, it's very commonly known word. And honesty. A good critic must be a man of great honesty. We have only
Candor.
one word left.
Candor.
Candor. Right. Yeah. Check. I think you have told correctly. Okay. So those who did not talk, also please check your words. The answers. All right. So I'll be moving then. To another work. Could you all please check whether you have this in your note? Decide which word is the correct synonym of the word in brackets. Have you got this work in the note?
Yes, madam.
Yes,
Ah,
madam.
right.
ma'am, we got
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are there. Right. Okay. I quickly do this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. Yes. There are few. Okay, before we go to the antonyms, let's finish this work as well, right? Yeah, I don't think you should take a long time. We'll give 1 or 2 minutes. Quickly find out. Only 2 options are there. Right. Right, first one. Intelligent. What is the word? For
Clever.
intelligent?
Clever.
Clever. Yes, not remarkable. Yeah. Enormous. Her house is enormous.
Huge.
According to the context, the better word would be huge. Yeah. The nature documentary I watched was very interesting. What is matching?
Fascinating.
Fascinating. Yes. And her blouse is very small, petite and tiny.
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 Tiny. And we have a wide range of options.
Broad range.
Broad.
Broad.
Yeah, when it comes to talk about range of options, should be broad, right? And the next one, wait, let's see the strange. He has a strange hobby.
Unusual.
Unusual.
Yeah, because sometimes we use particular also, but according to this sentence, the better word is unusual. He wore a pair of loose trousers.
Baggy.
Baggy.
Loose because this is trouser, right? So baggy.
Baggy.
Yeah. The station is near the bank.
Close to.
Close to.
Close to.
It is, yeah, close to the bank. It's very hot today. Boiling or warm?
Boiling.
Boiling.
Warm. It is very hot today. Now here we are talking about the temperature of the climate. Yeah.
Yes.
Warm.
Warm.
We-
The medium temperature.
warm would be the better word according to the context, okay? Right? Otherwise, if we are talking about water or something very hot, just can refer to the word boiling. But this is regarding the climatic temperature, so warm. She was angry with her children. What?
Cross.
Cross with her children. All right. So now when you look at these options, sometimes regarding certain pairs, of course, we can easily understand, okay, this is the matching word. But in certain other situations, it's like indecision kind of feeling we get because of this two-way entailment, right? Both words are, they look 100% same. But then how do we make an option? How do we select one option? We always have to refer back to the context according to the sentence. What is much more matching like that? Okay, so synonyms are not that easy. Some in certain situations, they are misleading. We have to be clever enough to understand and recognize what are synonyms and what kind of relationship existing between two synonyms and all these things. It's up to you to be familiar and thorough. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about synonyms. And our next lexical relation is on antonyms. So I'm not going to discuss this in detail today. I would start only, right? So that next day I can continue. So antonymy is the opposite of synonymy, right? Synonyms are two words that have similar meanings, and antonyms are two words that have opposite meanings. Opposite meaning. So that is the basic idea. But when you think about the nature of these opposite meanings, based on that, we can again divide antonyms into three categories: gradable antonyms, non-gradable antonyms, and reversives. So you have some similar terms for them, like graded antonym for gradable antonyms and complementary for non-gradable antonyms, converseness for reversives. Okay, just roughly get the idea now. Later on, you can just remember these other terms as well. But gradable, non-gradable, and reversive are the three main categories of antonyms, right? So we need to look at these three one by one, starting with the gradable antonyms. Gradable, or we call them grade, right? Now you check your notes. See whether these examples are there. If not, you can take them now, right? Before the explanation, you get your notes completed. If they are there, you can just now think about the nature of gradable relationship. Right now, look at these examples. Big, small, good, bad, heavy, light, fast, slow. There is a particular nature behind these examples, right? Actually, there are some characteristics. One characteristic, actually, I'm not talking according to the order of the points given in the note. I will give you the idea. You read the note later and be more familiar with what we discuss. One characteristic of gradable antonym is this. There is a gradual transition along a scale between 2 points. This is the point, right? Okay, you take, for example, good and bad. Good and bad are commonly known antonyms. We identify good and bad to be gradable antonyms, right? Okay, you just take a scale or take a continuum, one line, okay? At the beginning of this continuum or line, you have good at the beginning, and at the end of that line, end point, you have bad. So what is the idea? Something or somebody that has been good can become what? Bad, right? What do you think? Don't you think so? Somebody who has been good can become bad one day? It is possible, no? Can happen. Similarly, vice versa. Something or somebody that has been bad can become good also, which means there is a gradual transition, gradual change from one point to the other point between these two gradable antonyms. In one point, we have one antonym, the one word. On the other point, we have the other antonym word, right? So something that is good can become bad, or something that is bad can become good. That is what you mean by gradual transition. So you can understand that with the other examples also. Something which is big can become small, but you can't apply it to everything, okay? It's not applicable to everything under the sun, but can happen. And something which is heavy can become light, and the vice versa. And something which is fast can become slow. Always there is a possibility of changing from one point to the other point. That is the major characteristic of gradable antonyms. Right? Gradable antonyms. And the other characteristic is they refer to words related to the objects they modify. Related to the objects, which means they can be used in comparative constructions. Look at these examples. These two sentences. A fly is bigger than an ant. Now, we know bigger is an example for gradable antonym. Big and small. These two are gradable antonyms. So, I use big here to refer to the size of a fly, which is anyway small, okay? But when it is compared to an ant, it is bigger, right? And the second example, a small elephant is much bigger than a big mouse. See the use of small and big, the two antonyms, small and big. They are gradable antonyms. Why? Because now, you know, elephant is anyway a large animal, right? Large in size, big in size. But here I use the word small to talk about elephant, which is much bigger than a big mouse. Even a small elephant is bigger than a big mouse. So now can you understand how we can use gradable antonyms? They are usually used in relation to the particular objects. They modify, and mostly remember, gradable antonyms are adjectives. Even non-gradable antonyms are adjectives, right? We'll talk about the non-gradable category next day. But gradable adjectives, mostly they are adjectives, and they always refer to the objects they modify. Their meanings are decided regarding how they are related to the objects they modify. So these two sentences are examples to that point. That is one characteristic. And the other characteristic I told you is that there is a gradual transition or change from one end to the other end. If you put both adjectives in both ends, there is still a possibility for one adjective to move to the other meaning. For something good to become bad, for something fast to become slow. Oh, and the other way around as well. Okay, so these are the two characteristics of gradable antonyms, and at the same time you need to think about the meaning of this line as well. And next day we start with the same category. We'll recap this and move forward. Okay, so did you get something to your mind regarding the gradable category today? Was it clear to you
Yes,
all?
ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
next
It is
day
clear.
also I will recap this, and the thing is next Saturday is the third, I think. Am I correct? Next Saturday is
Yes, madam.
yeah,
Third.
third. Yeah, the problem is I have exam duty, right? So I would be on duty. Most probably I will not be able to do the lecture. Anyway, you will be informed by the office, right? The message will be confirmed. So if I will not be able to conduct next day lecture, we'll definitely meet after 2 weeks time, right? If possible, I'll do it. If not, let's meet in 2 weeks time. So refresh your memory on what we have discussed and come for the next lecture. All right, then. Let's wind up. So have a nice day and nice week, all of you. I'll meet you
Thank you,
soon.
madam.
Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Bye.